I'll stand in front here. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, Assalamualaikum to each and every one of you. Firstly, to our guest from CPA, to our faculty members from School of Accounting at UNIRAZAK, to our speakers, Kiren and Jonathan. I get it right? Okay. And also to all of you. So welcome to our event today. So just to let you know, if you know, not if you've met me, my name is Amil. I'm the CEO of UNIRAZAK. Welcome to this event. I was asked to actually just give a few words on this event, so I will make it short and sweet because you are here mainly to listen to our guests and not so much probably me. But anyway, but uh, for those of you who know me, I'd like to make sure that the 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes that I speak to you, I hope you get something out of it. So the first thing that I want to share with you is this. This kind of event, it's really useful, and you'll find that as you actually go through the workforce and become a chartered accountant, you will find that this knowledge sharing session to be very, very valuable. Um, we learn, right, not just through books, through going to lectures, tutorials, okay? But one of the things that's very useful for chartered accountants is actually to learn from the experience of others. Okay, because there's a lot of things in life that you wouldn't be able to go through. You learn from what others go through, right? And because of that, hopefully you are able to use their knowledge, their wisdom, their experience to help you do what you do. I've been, Alhamdulillah, I've been very fortunate in life to have many mentors, coaches that actually shared their life experience with me. So I learned a lot from them. So make sure you actually make good use of today's session, not just today's session, but also other opportunities when you have to learn from other people. Second thing that I want to tell you is this. By the way, I am a chartered accountant by training, and I can tell you that those of you who are doing your papers or will be doing your papers, it is a hard slog. It is not easy to actually become a chartered accountant, but all I can tell you is that it is worth the hard work. It is worth the effort to do so. When things are tough, okay, and you feel like giving up, don't, okay, because the reward is immense at the end. Okay, so there are a lot of opportunities that come from being a chartered accountant. So all of you, I hope that you would persevere. I hope that you will go through all the challenges. The other thing is this, that you must be able to always be motivated to study. Okay, you must put in the effort. Okay, it's hard work. Right? A lot of good things in life, right? They just don't come by you not doing much. Okay, it's a series of things that you got to do. So make sure that you put in the necessary amount of effort for you to actually get your chartered accountancy. Okay, so those are the two things I want to share with you for whatever it's worth. I hope, again, you have a really good session this morning. And I would like to thank both of them for sparing their time to actually come and talk to you. You will find that time is money, right? I'm not sure if you still do timesheets and all that, probably not. But as accountancy sort of like account for this. So okay, thank you very much and have a good session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Gavin, for those inspiring words. Now we move into the heart of today's session, Alumni Insights from Classroom to Careers. We are honored to have you two here, distinguished alumni with us today, Mr. Jonathan and Miss Kiren, who will be sharing their experiences, challenges, and advice as they transition from university life into the professional world. So before we begin, just a brief of our speakers. Mr. Jonathan and Miss Kiren earned their Bachelor of Accounting with CPA Australia from UNIRAZAK. And now, Mr. Jonathan is a Senior Vice President at CloudTech Group, and Ms. Kiren is a Finance Manager at Enegra and also a part-time Chief Financial Officer at HAP Advisory Sdn Bhd. Let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Jonathan and Ms. Kiren. Welcome to UNIRAZAK. Welcome to UNIRAZAK. How are you? Thank you. I'm fine. How does it feel to be back? I've never been to this UNIRAZAK before because I've studied Capsquare and also at Jonathan. So it wasn't here at all. So this is something new and I feel like, wow, I should have studied here. That's beautiful. Welcome. I'm doing great. Similar to Kiren, been through the very first batch of UNIRAZAK, Cap Square, and also the Bank Raya Jalan Siwa. So seeing the facility and the first impression of it is quite wow. It's a wow effect. It's like the student nowadays are so it's so good, to be a student nowadays. Yeah, back in the day, we couldn't even find any like decent study port around that is like isolated and stuff. And now it's like so many good facilities around. Yeah, so happy to be back and sharing with you guys. Yeah. Well, thank you. Welcome. Okay, so before we dive deeper into the session, I believe it's best for us to get to know our speakers better. So, Mr. Jonathan and Miss Kiren, can you share with us a fun fact about yourselves and give 5 words to describe your job? Well, fun fact, I can speak 5 languages. What are those languages? Bahasa, English, Mandarin, Punjabi, and Hindi. Impressive. And impressive is Mandarin I actually went for education, but Hindi I just learned from movies. So watch more movies to learn languages. And 5 things that I do finance, accounting, HR, tax, and reporting. So all this is just from accounting background. Yeah, I'm Jonathan here. So regarding the fun fact, I don't think I have any fun things about me. Because I think I've been started working since I was 11. Yeah, it's a pretty young age. Yeah, so all my life until now is all about business, money, hustling for it. Yeah, so I think that's the only fun fact I'm having. But it also makes me uh, grateful for where I am now, which is for all the things and stuff that I'm chasing for. So this is a fun fact. 5 words I would say that think out of the box. Yeah, these are all it's like my philosophy of life that I always think out of the box, and I will share later on what it actually means towards me. Yeah, thank you. All right. Well, Mr. Jonathan, you are in the crypto industry, am I right? Uh, Yes, I'm actually in the crypto slash Web3 industry, which is quite new, and also I brand it as something like a new finance, which is related to CPA Australia and also my degrees, yeah, which is actually shape how am I actually going into this industry, yeah. So what are the challenges you face being in the crypto industry, considering that it is not something common among Malaysians and it is not something traditional? What are your thoughts? I think at the industrial landscape we're seeing now, we should always come back to the simple thing out of the box. AI is coming very strong. Basically, I guess every student use ChatGPT nowadays. Yeah. So you have to think what actually is like the rising industry, not something like sunset industry is going down at the moment. Yeah. So when we talk about rising industry, I'm sure everyone heard of Bitcoin now. Yeah. Last time, the past 10 years, I think someone will call it like a scam, a hoax, or just some virtual thing. Yeah, but it's real. It's happening now. US SEC or Bursa approving ETF and everything. So it's something very solid now, and definitely the industry is booming. And I can see there's a lot of lack of demands of professional, yeah, and like compliances, because it's not like the past few years. It's like a wild west because it's like a very new industry. So there's a lot of scams that you may heard or projects that rug pull or run away, but it's not now. It's like very much regulated industry, and the niche and the demands of professional is quite high. Yeah. So these are what I can share to you. So always look for something that is on the demand, is rising. Yeah.
Demand on the rise. All right, thank you, Mr. Jonathan, for the sharing. So, Ms. Kiren, you are in the commodity trading, am I right? So, but also at the same time, you are a part-time CFO. So, what makes you want to pursue both roles at once, and how do you manage your time?
Basically, as a finance manager, the role is something that I'm already very good at. So I have this principle that I want to learn something new. So that's why I joined this company as a part-time CFO, where we are actually doing ESG reporting, which is future reporting, sustainability reporting, valuation. So where I get to learn a lot of new things. Where I'm not good at, of course, I have to learn. So that one day I'll be best at it.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, so considering that some or most of us here have little to no exposure to the corporate world, so maybe you can share with us a bit deeper into your profession and about your work in detail, or maybe something that you like most about your job.
Oh, you go first.
Okay, I love numbers. So accounting is something that I don't treat it like I'm working. It's more to like I'm having fun with it. To understand it. So if there is a missing figure, why is it missing? I want to find out. It's not just because my boss asked me to do it. It's more because I want to know. It's more to like how I have been brought up that way. I have that education. Why is the figure missing? And until I don't get it right, I can't have a good night's sleep. So that's how I treat it that way. And the fun part is when you get it right, and then your boss praise you that you did a good job. That gives you a best night's sleep.
Amazing. What about you, Mr. Jonathan?
Actually, what Kiren shared, making fun of your job out of it is actually very important. Similar, like you need to have your passion. Aside from monetary reward, that's another thing. You always need to have passion, whether you're on certain things, you're working, studying, or when you're doing anything, you need to have a passion and interest on it. Then only you will excel on it. So my career path is a bit different from a traditional accountant, or where most people start off as an auditor, going to commercials as an accountant. I started off my very first job, I think it's LHDN, which thanks to UNIRAZAK as well, where I got my placement for internships and have good connections there. Afterwards, I moved towards commercial, which is non-related with accounting as well. I moved towards handling people in factories, production factories. Then subsequently, I moved back into consulting, and which is more towards M&A, buy and sell side deals, IPOs. Yeah. After consulting, I went back into banking, which I'm in the investment banker in an offshore bank. Yeah. So these are how my career path, which the latest one, which got me at this industry in the Web3 and crypto, which I'm now in senior vice president of this company. Yeah. So my job is not mostly on numbers. Yeah, I don't actually deal with numbers, but I actually deals with people's. Yeah, which for me I think is one of the top skills that management or even you guys, should actually acquire, is that how you actually handle your EQ and also your how you soft skill. Yeah, for me, when you get into the higher level, and it's more towards how you actually negotiate, talk with people, networking around. It's always come back to, it's not who what you know, is actually who you know. Yeah, especially in my industry, or I think applicable to most of the industry as well. So getting your soft skills, presentation at schools, even joining the events around, like the CPA organize, just don't be shy, network around, ask some question, come to listen all the experience, you will definitely benefit a lot from it. Yeah. that's my what I have to share.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jonathan, for the sharing. All right, since both of you used to be students just like us, can you share with us your journey with UNIRAZAK and how UNIRAZAK brought you to where you are today?
I will go first since you already started just now. Okay. After I graduated, actually not after I graduated, I finished my degree and I started working with PwC. Before that, I had my internship in Chee and Kaur. I'm not sure if you all know Dr. Paul Chen. Professor Dr. Paul Chen, no, okay. He used to be our lecturer and then he got an internship in his company. Most of us are doing that time. So after that, after my degree, I started with PwC as tax associate. Although it's not relevant to accounting, I just started off because anything would do. As long as you get the job and you learn, you can do it. So I worked there for 3 years, and after that, finally I pursued my passion in accounting. So I became an accountant in Enegra. So since then, I've been with Enegra for 7 years now. So I moved to finance manager, and I got bored doing finance managing already. So I started doing some part-time work with this HAP Advisory. So as a CFO, doing reporting and learning something new. In the mean, I also did my MBA. I just graduated last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Because to me, it's learning should not stop. There is a Chinese saying actually. Learn until you get old, live until you get old. So it's like, that's how my current concept works. So I keep learning. New things, new industry, whatever I can capture.
Your question is about the journey in UNIRAZAK, right? Okay. So come back to that, right? I'm not. UNIRAZAK is actually not what I actually enrolled for. I was actually a subway student, studying ACCA. But I was very blessed. I have a call from UNIRAZAK, I think, which I'm actually me and Kiren actually are the full sponsored scholarship student under Santun Raha, which I'm very blessed for this opportunity. Yeah. So it's actually shaped where am I now. So that's how I actually came to UNIRAZAK and started off my journey at UNIRAZAK subsequently to where am I now. So I need to give props to Dr. Zhu as well, you know. Because that's my dean, my professor, teacher law. I think Mr. Chong Kiren also, he teaches me FR also, although I'm not a good student. As always, you know, I always came late or, you know, I was a borderline student, but Kiren here is a top student. So my strategy, always strategize everything. My strategy is learn from Kiren. Learn from the top student. I copy, not copy. I seek advice from her, you know, see how she actually do it, and then juggling between, you know, because that time I was actually working as well. So juggling my time between study and work. So that's my fun time in UNIRAZAK actually. Yeah. So and now I'm seeing that you guys, you know, so many young people. Just embrace your time here, you know, because down the road you have your whole life working for until you retire. Yeah, so uni time is some of the sweetest moment I think you guys can actually treasure and just embrace it. Yeah.
Do you miss being a student here?
This campus, I would think I would enjoy more. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
You would see him more often in this uni. Then you don't see him much.
Okay, so Mr. Jonathan and Ms. Kiren, so do both of you think that academic excellency is everything?
I would say it is the baseline. You still need networking, having friends. To be honest, I'm going to share this experience here. So, like he said, all the time he studied from me, he learned from me and all that. And he promised me one day he's going to hire me once he has his own firm. And he did. He fulfilled his promise. So I just recently started working with his company as a finance manager. Hello? As a finance manager in his company. I just only started 2 weeks ago. So this is because I had a good friend, a good relationship during my college time. And it's not easy, but you have to put yourself out there, make friends, get to know everyone, even if in future, when you're a CPA member, go for the events, network, meet people, talk to them, put yourself out there. That's where actually I feel not just academic is important. Networking, soft skill, having good relationship with people, that's also important.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, you. Actually, coming back to that, right? So, how we actually engage back? We're always friends, but it's been years we actually met or actually talked. I think the last I met with Kiren, I think is her wedding. Yeah, which is actually years ago. Now she has like one boy, one kids already. One boy, one girl already. Yeah. So it's been years we talk about, but until recently, I think through LinkedIn, which is what Kiren mentioned, very important. Put yourself out. She's very active on LinkedIn. She's posting even on CPA and stuff. Then I saw my colleagues, mates, who I forgot. Yeah, Yuna and then Agnes and all that. Yeah, it's all my actually ex housemate. So I asked Kiren, oh, how you guys are doing actually, and then we started connected back. So I was telling Kiren, if next time there's like a CPA event, just drop me a message. I'm more happy to connect back to you guys, you know. So we met again at the recent Hari Raya CPA event. Yeah. So that's how we actually started talk about, and we mingle around, and that's how Kiren now actually work at the same company as me. Yeah. So coming to the question, academic for me, like what Kiren mentioned, set the baseline. It's the door towards you interview or when you meet with certain people, but never defining who you are. Yeah. So it's actually a work in progress. I always mention network, soft skills is definitely the most important. Yeah, that I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for the sharing. So, Ms. Kiren and Mr. Jonathan, you guys mentioned about networking. So, considering some of us who had never started networking, so if you were in our position, what would you do to get started?
Okay, for that, I will share my experience in this. During the PKP time, I was a very introvert person because I get the opportunity to work from home all day long, every day. So imagine you don't go out from your house at all. I became a very introvert person for 3 years continuous. No meeting people, no talking to anyone. I'm just with my kids, my house, my work, that's it. Then, kids, last year I started putting myself out there. I started joining CPA event in person. I used to join events like webinar session online, but I don't really go for events because I feel like I'm going to drive there all the way and it's going to be bad traffic. I'm so used to being at home. But last year I told myself, no, it's time for me to get out there, and I'm getting aged. It's not like I'm going to get younger. I need to start going out, speaking to people, getting to know more people, creating my connection out there. So that's when I started doing for CPA events, and I'm also a member of MIA, Malaysian Institute of Accountant. So they also had events. So I joined that events, and that's where I actually got this opportunity to come and speak to you guys today and give you all this experience that one day you have to come out from your comfort zone and go out there, say, hello everyone, my name is Kiren, start again from the basic. I'm here to make connection. I started with just knowing one person from CPA Australia, and then I went there and I was like, I had a huge bunch of friends here. Like, oh yeah, they're all from a uni. How come I didn't meet them? That's how I started going to all that events. And then we started keeping in touch, like, hey, this event, are you coming? Are you coming? So you go there, you meet more people. So that's how I feel like you should go out there and put yourself out there.
How do you actually started networking, right? Just very simple. Seek every opportunity that you see and just go and network around. Like you have the CPA Australia events like today. I'm not sure whether UNIRAZAK Toastmaster Club. No. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Join the Toastmaster. You know, just speak. Yeah, speak up. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, no one can actually force you to change yourself. Or I mean, it's no good and bad being an introvert. I myself being an introvert as well. I mean, during my me time, because sometimes when you're social too much, right, you will feel like I need to have some time myself, need to recollect, energize back. So I don't have much friends, to be honest. Yeah, but I have a good network of shaping who I am today. Yeah, so always find the balance between you and who you want to be. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. That is truly insightful. Okay, so if you can look back, what is something that made the biggest difference in your career growth?
The biggest difference, I would say, when I came out from PwC. PwC is a very big company. When I moved to Enegra is a very small company actually. So where I was given more tasks, I was given the opportunity to use my brain and give a solution. But when I was in PwC, it was more to like, you do what I'm asking you to do. So that kind of situation. And it's actually good for a stepping stone. You need a big company to support your resume so that people are going to hire you in future. Because until today, everybody sees my resume, wow, you was from PwC, that's good. But then, to me, I feel that PwC did shape it was starting point of my career. But moving forward, Enegra actually gives me the brain, gives me the opportunity to showcase my knowledge, my skills, and I improve because I started learning on my own. There was nobody to guide me. My boss comes to me, there is a problem, solve it. I have to find a solution by myself. So that's where I actually started feeling like a biggest change in my career.
I think for me, myself, the biggest change in my career would be as a consultant for M&A IPO firm, which is listed in NASDAQ. So that's the point where I actually started to think how many X, if not by percentage, how many X when people are talking about like in terms of like profit or generating, because that's how actually the corporate or the capital market works. Just like how you see the New York Wolf of Wall Street, those kind of movie element, it's actually pretty true. Yeah, it's not you limiting yourself in like let's say a particular firm or a particular job. You only see these figures. But when you do as a consultant, you have to think at all sorts of different ways. From the buy side or sell side, how many X, what kind of way that we're exceeding at, the IPO price, the pre-sale and everything. So it actually gives you a very sharp and big exposure in terms of the financially. Yeah, so you're not seeing that millions is about billions and maybe trillions, especially in the industry I am now, which is in Web3, Every single day, the market never closes its books, 24 hours. Today, you can be having a silver mark, but next day you can be eating lobster and everything. Yeah, that's the thing about my industry. Yeah, but also need to be very cautious and prudent on it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the sharing. Well, as an accounting student, we always hear that our main pathway is to the Big Four. Is that necessarily true?
Like I say, it can be a starting point, but it doesn't limit you at that. Because if you manage to get into a smaller firm, and just right there, you already started using your brain. You don't have anybody telling you what to do. You might be better than us here. You will not stop at that PwC when you need to start it up that way. You could be better than us. You could be much higher because you are using your brain, you are moving forward even faster. Like big companies, big fours basically, they hire so many of them. The chance of you moving the leadership ladder, that it's really tough. So that's the reason why I made like 3 years there to complete my CPA Australia experience. Once I got that, and I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go out there and look something new.
Judging you guys from my experience listening, right? I'm definitely not from the Big Four. Yeah, for me, I do agree with Kiren. Big Four is a good stepping stone. whether you are projecting yourself into a different career or other path, Big Four is definitely a good stepping stone. For me, I was in multiple industries, so not something big, but I get to learn very fast because I'm hands-on. Because, like you mentioned, Big Four, you have so many staff, so many people around. It's very hard to climb the corporate ladder. Your senior won't even like have time for you. Yeah, but if you're in a smaller firm, you might be getting hands-on and able to learn and experience even more. So it has a good and bad, but just up to you guys personally. Yeah, I think it's more important on the individual. Yeah.
I see. Okay, well, now we're going to move into the next session where we get to know CPA Australia. So to those that are still considering, a bit confused, and want to get to know more about CPA Australia, maybe we can gain better clarity from Mr. Jonathan and Ms. Kiren, considering that they are a CPA Australia member. So how has being a CPA Australia member benefited your career?
How I got this current job, I mean not this current job, but the previous one with Enegra, is because of my CPA Australia. My boss is from Australia, the company is established in Australia, but they have presence in Malaysia. And the main requirement when I had the interview was, do you have CPA Australia? Then I said yes. Are you a full member? Then I said yes. Okay, you got the job. So you get me? It's like, wow, was that easy? It's just because of CPA Australia I got the job. So to me it feels that in PwC, no, nobody cares. You have CPA Australia, wow, that's it. Because they have plenty of stuff and most of them are ACCAs. So where I feel like CPA was very important was my current career at that time. So like, I got the job, and the next thing is because of the networking that I'm currently having. Like I said, my current firm, they are very small, so they don't actually, they don't have like events or anything. So I don't go out, I'm working from home. CPA, I actually went for the events, I get to know people, I get to mingle around, make new connections, I get to meet all the big shot people. Yes, there are. So go out there, CPA events. Don't forget to make your name there. So people will know you one day.
I see.
I'm sorry, what's the question again? Yeah.
How CPA?
How CPA benefited me? I think for both of us sitting here just shows that how CPA actually benefited us already. Yeah. Because CPA is just not a title, not just a title or name fancy, but it's actually projects you into, I would say, a different person. Because when you say you are CPA Australia, I still remember the ethic and governance, yeah. People will just, oh, CPA, they are known for like their integrity and stuff. So when you have CPA title in your name, right, people will say, oh, these are someone that they have their own ethics, they have integrity, so they are something trustworthy. Yeah. So it's actually saved down your cost of communicate. Yeah. So just like you're driving a nice car and you're driving a normal car, people will say, oh, this is someone very successful. You save down the cost of communicate between a person and another person. Yeah. Same goes with CPA. That's how I should see it. When you have a title like this, whether you are ACCA or CPA or whatever, people actually know, okay, you actually did your hard work, you are someone trustworthy, you are someone professional in a sense. Yeah, that means you're not here to make fun or joke around. Yeah, you're here to be like a professional and act like it. Yeah.
So there's like a good reputation.
Definitely.
I see. Okay, so were there any skills or knowledge area from CPA program that you found particularly valuable in your work?
Malaysia taxation helped me to do my own tax and also do for my whole family. I don't need to hire a tax agent. FR, where I actually learn accounting basic, how reporting works, what are the standard reports. Strategic management accounting helps me to realize how to make a good decision, not just in your career. It also helps you personal decision, like which car are you supposed to buy, which house are you supposed to buy. So I feel personally, it not just professionally, but it helped me personally as well.
I'm actually quite impressed with Kiren. she's still remembering all the courses names and everything. Strategic management, financial reporting. These are the terms and stuff that I don't even remember, since after I got out my uni. So, back to that, I wasn't a top student, first class student like Kiren, but I think I was a 3.5, my CGPA, yeah, somewhere there, still okay. So, I couldn't be like Kiren, remember everything and fact that I actually learned, but I think being a CPA or being a student, I think is shaping your overall, yeah. It's something, skills in life that you will actually constantly use. It's very relevant. It's not like, because I'm not a science stream student, so I always don't understand why at maths you guys need to learn last time. Yeah, of course you won't even use it in real life. But for CPA or accounting, it's something that you will use in day-to-day, whether you are doing business or whether on your work next time. It's very useful. Something you will just use the rest of your life, like tax and everything. Yeah, so I would say it's the overall thing. Yeah.
So basically, CPA Australia prepares you for the real world.
Definitely.
Okay, so what's the next milestone that you are looking forward to achieving as a CPA member or in your career?
As a CPA member is my FCPA title, which will be on my 15th year. I have already completed 10 years. So he will be completing this year. And so I'm looking forward for FCPA title and to be a CFO in my current role.
You will be there in no time.
You need to ask me about
Actually, you're exposing our age, like 10 years in the industry, Yeah, I'm still young at heart, although towards mid-30s already. Yeah, so my career path, I think I've been very blessed at where I'm at now. So I think I'll still progress, hopefully at CPA soon, in the next down to 5 to 6 years. And my own career path, I think, being a more major role, such as board of directors and everything. Yeah, so that's my goals towards the end. Because I do have my own business. Yeah, so definitely monetary-wise is the major thing for me. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for the sharing. Okay, so next question. What advice would you give students who are considering CPA Australia but are unsure?
So what are you considering, CPA Australia or ACCA or nothing? So basically, for me, I feel I got this job because of CPA Australia. So I feel like if you want to stand out from the crowd, CPA Australia is the path you should go. After degree, there are so many people having degrees. MBA, there are so many people doing MBA. How are you going to stand out? Do a professional paper. Get something that there are niche area where less people have that skill, that knowledge, that education. So CPA Australia, I feel it's also well known. So one part is good to start with CPA Australia, and then you can move on to maybe CIMA, ICSA, or any other professional qualification. Because as I know that CPA Australia actually gives you the 6 papers, and from there, if you move to any other professional papers, you will have some credit transfer or skip exemptions and all that.
Back to the question, actually for me, CPA Australia is something that is not about study from the book, but it's actually how you actually understand and apply the knowledge from it. Yeah, so my advice that if you think CPA is hard, try to make it fun. Like how you should understand it. Because I study HPA as well, so there's actually 2 different kind of things. One is that if you are like keep on study, you will be understanding on it. But CPA Australia is more towards, for me it's more towards real life technical know-how that you can actually learn from it. Don't try to memorize everything and force yourself to study, but to understand the theory behind. Yeah. I think Kiren is a high-flying student. For me, I passed my CPA or is a borderline or just for me that's enough already. Yeah. You don't even have to get high distinction and everything, because back to the question, I wasn't really a good student to begin with, but I know how actually to be efficient and strategize myself. Yeah, so find your way that actually you know how to strategize it and put yourself the most comfortable way that you actually learn about it. CPA Australia is not hard. Yeah, what hard is actually the future if you don't have it. Yeah.
So do you think like it's best for us to pursue CPA Australia while we are still fresh in university, or maybe while we are working, like as a part-time?
For me, I think we study CPA Australia during the time I was working. Yeah, so I was having my job at time and I completed my paper all at the single attempt. I was very grateful for it, although even some of it borderline. So luck definitely there's some in play, and I would suggest that if you have the capability to have a full-time study, definitely better. But if you are in the same situation like me, working and study, just find time for it and strategize yourself. Yeah.
From my end, for my first run paper, we actually had it full time. So, or as a full-time student. After that, I was working in PwC while attending classes. So it was part-time basis. But lucky for me, my manager understands, so she allowed me to go for the classes because we are fortunate because CPA Australia classes, they are providing classes. UNIRAZAK is providing classes. Compared to someone out there, if let's say you plan to start working and not continue with UNIRAZAK, what will happen is you might need to go out there for tuition classes. There is no one to coach you. Right here we have Ms. John Kareem, we have Sir Chandran to teach us. You can come back, you can ask them questions. Those days we have that opportunity. But imagine if you already left UNIRAZAK and you just want to do a part-time basis on your own. It's not going to be easy. You need someone to teach you how to capture the question. What are you supposed to study? It's not just about studying everything. It's about studying the right thing. What you need to know. That kind of things.
So basically, if you were to study at a part-time basis, you will have to incur more costs to hire like a tutor. Is that right?
Yes.
I see. Okay. So before we open the floor to Q&A, you guys will get to ask questions as well. If you could go back and give your university self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Like Jonathan said, I was a top student. So basically, you can imagine I was a nerdy type. Always in classes, in library. After that, you cannot see me. I'm gone. I go back home, continue studying. So I would like to give myself this advice. Have some fun, hang out with friends, and just chill out a bit. Because I didn't do that. I was always class, go back. Study, go back. That's it. So maybe that's my advice. Have a little fun, don't too much of fun. Education still comes first. But yes, like I say, make the education more fun. So that you will not just learn, but you will enjoy learning it.
Back to me, right? I think university is a very important stage of life. Yeah, that's where you actually started to know people around, and who knows, the person that you're actually meeting in uni, they are like some billionaire son or something like that. Yeah, or some working with some big corporate, their family or something. So that's how I actually my life in UNIRAZAK. I was actually very close with one of my best friends last time. So his family runs a office furniture factory. That's how I actually gotten my job for the production manager role. Yeah, so network around, have fun, know the people around you. Yeah, sometimes people around you will help you in your career path. Yeah, and just embrace time. Sometimes time is always like the precious gold. You pass already, pass, that's gone. Yeah, so just enjoy your uni time, make fun while you can, and embracing it. Yeah, not like Kiren. But Kiren has been a very good friend for me. I've been coming back to that. I think I'm the person that came late for class, go back early, and trying to cut corners and stuff. But I do enjoy my time at UNIRAZAK especially. Yeah, and with Miss Chong, Miss Chandran, and everyone. Yeah, so they are very supporting, and as long as you know what you're actually doing. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice, interesting story. Okay, so we're gonna open the floor to Q&A. So if you have any question, please feel free to raise up your hand. No one's gonna bite you. It's okay. Any questions? Okay.
How much do you make every
At current, because in my industry we are talking about in USD, so it's more than 6 figure. Yeah.
As an accountant?
Not as an accountant.
No, before that.
Before that, I think 6 figures is not a lot actually. 100,000 is 6 figures already. Yeah. So as an accountant, I think I haven't been a role in accountant before actually. Yeah. All my career path, I haven't really did an audit before or did any like accounting roles before. No. Yeah. My previous role, I think I more towards like financial modeling. That's more towards actually CFA stuff, but actually CTA you can able to do it as well. Just take some knowledge, especially with AI hubs now. Yeah, so you just have to be equip yourself and be street smart. I always say earlier, think out of the box. Yeah, if you study CPA, don't assume your role is just an accountant, auditor, tax manager, whatever. Think out of the box. What actually CPA can scale you to further? Yeah, that's how I actually went to different industries. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan, for the sharing. Any other question? Okay, so next is a question. Okay.
I used to sleep for maybe 4 hours. Yeah, but honestly, like I said, you must have fun with it. So if you have fun studying, you won't regret putting up extra hours for it. The moment you get the balance sheet right, you will get that excitement. 4 hours sleep is actually enough.
Really?
Yes, it was enough. During my CPA, I used to work in PwC, peak period, we have exam. April was the time we have CPA Australia. April is filing season for tax. So imagine I had to really sleep 4 hours and I used to travel from Rawang all the way, come to KL Central. And 1 hour journey, KTM. And if it break down 2 hours. So going in and out every day. So, oh, which part of Rawang? Serendip. Okay, I'm actually in Rawang town area. So near KTM. But yeah, that's it. I feel that you can do it. Study time, yes, it is going to be hard. But actually, even work time is hard. You still need to manage.
So, I have another question. So, after your work, so you will still enjoy your life?
Remember my advice, I need to have fun. To me, I feel like when it's time to focus on work, I focus on work. But then every year I give myself a break, like a week leave. So that week I go have fun, enjoy, holiday, or either after peak period, I give myself 1 week break. So that's how I enjoy. So during work time, I focus on work, work, non-stop, and then I enjoy 1 week off. That kind of thing.
Thank you, Ms. Kiren, for the answer. Hope that answers your question. So do we have any other question? Anyone? Well, if they don't have a question, I'm going to ask a question. So people usually suggest us to hop to different jobs in order to like get better pay or maybe better experience. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I stayed with my company for 7 years. I asked my friends too, like, why do you hop every 2 years? So yes, it is to get a better career path. It's actually for better pay and also a position. But to me is, if you can get it at your current firm, why not stay? You are going to be losing your annual leave because every time you get a new job, 3 months probation, you don't get proper annual leave. The moment your annual leave increase to extra 2 days and you hop on the next job. So there is no job security also because you're not sure when the market is going to crash and you don't get a job. So staying at your current place, if your boss treats you well and you're getting good pay and everything is fine, stay as long as you can. Otherwise, yes, hop on to the next job to get where you want to be.
For me, right, I'm always on a hopping because I have this kind of like philosophy in my life, right? 20 to 30s, right? Those are the time that you can afford to fail. That means you are young, you still have the model, you still have the everything to fail. So go out and try whichever industry you want. Don't play safe. For me, that's personally. Try whatever you want. Try different industry because those are the time that you are still trying to figuring out your life or what you're actually good at, your expertise and everything. If you stay on your job like for the earlier part of the career, right, you'll be, getting shaped just into it. Yeah. So 20 to 30s, that's your best time to actually try different things. You can afford to fail, but just gain as much exposure, experience you can. By 30s, you should be good at one thing, specialize on it, study on it, improve on it. Yeah. So that's my advice. 20 to 30, just do whatever you want. You want to start off a business, you want to start off another thing. Because I have friends accounting, he went to open like a mama store and something like that, and he did pretty well, you know. Yeah. So not necessarily you study accounting but go to accounting path, but just explore around, see which you are actually good at, understand yourself more, gain knowledge, gain exposure, experience, lessons. Then by 30s, that's the time you settle down and move to a specialization. Yeah, that's my advice. Yeah.
So we have to find our niche at the end of the day.
Yes. Yeah, your mojo, which I actually good at. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still opening the floor to questions. Anybody have questions? Guys, don't be shy.
Okay, do you have any tips for effective study? Especially for me, I'm on my 5th semester, so I have more 7 semesters to go before taking CPA. So do you have any tips?
What I would say is do past year questions. Yeah, because like I told you, it's not about studying everything, it's about studying the right thing. You compare the 5 past year questions, you will know what is the structure, what are the format of the question, what question is going to be coming up. So you study on that. And by doing past year, maybe the question might repeat. You don't know.
Thank you. To add to that question, do you have like a schedule for studying, or you just do whatever you feel like?
No, actually, I don't have a schedule, but it's just like I was very disciplined. So like I really don't have that's I was very disciplined. Like now it's Saturday, Sunday. It's not like, oh, it's Saturday, Sunday, I don't need to study. No, it's like morning I wake up, okay, I already have my breakfast. Oh, I'm free. What should I do? Let's study. That's how I was. So I don't have a particular schedule. I must study 4 hours. I must do it this only. But when you keep doing the revision, even before your exams, you don't need to actually burn midnight all to study because you already been studying all this while. So that's how I feel it's supposed to be for me. So I didn't struggle like midnight study right before exam because I've been studying all year through.
Okay, coming for like study tips, right? Back to Kiren, Kiren's always a role model, you know. Don't learn from me, but that's how I actually do for my CPA. For CPA exam, right, I think I started study only the last 2 weeks of the exam, I think. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether CPA still provide the textbook for the module and everything, right? I never studied that actually. I studied what Mr. Chong Kiren last time provided us, like a quick summary of PDF of the important points of everything. So I just study that and try to, do past year question like Kiren mentioned. That's very effective. And that's how I actually got passed. And come back to the question, strategize yourself. Yeah. I remember this particular paper because I'm not good at math or something. Yeah. So I hate doing financial reporting. Yeah, actually. So how I actually passed my FR paper is that I strategized all the theory part. I left out my whole financial reporting, the one that calculate to debit crediting, and I still got passed. Yeah, so you need to strategize yourself. If you think you're not good at this, put more effort on the other more important point. Yeah, move on the question, and also one important thing, which I've seen from my ex-classmate and everything, your English understanding before you taking CPA, right? You need to be brushing up first. English is very important, not just in your future careers and everything, but for CPA as well. A lot of things actually, like I come back to the question, right? Your understanding. It's not like you half-hour, you memorize everything. No, because CPA is something that it will trip you around with a lot of different meanings and understanding, but roughly the meaning is the same. Yeah. So if your English understanding is not there, so you need to be improve on that. Yeah. So that you can get the task more easily. Yeah. That's my way. Yeah. But you should always learn from Kiren, Discipline, study earlier. Yeah. Don't be like me last minute.
Do you bring a dictionary when you're sitting for your CPA papers? No.
You won't have time for it.
We actually open book, right? We have the book. I have the tagging. Everywhere is the tagging. But when you are there, 3 hours is not enough. I have this problem. Always not enough time for me. Because I like to talk a lot. I like to write a lot. So it's always like I have no time to even open my book. It's like, first I tried, want to try number 1. Okay, I know this is the page. After number 10, oh my god, I'm not enough time already. I got no time to read through this. I'm just going to use whatever I have learned before. But it is there, the book is there. Just in case you have extra time and then you want to just go through, check your answers, if you have extra time.
I see. Well, thank you, Mr. Jonathan and Miss Kiren. I'm still going to open the floor for questions. Anybody have any other questions? Anything about studying or maybe career-wise? Anybody? Okay.
Hello? Okay. So, as you know right now, AI is rising rapidly, right? So, I would like to know, is it beneficial or doing harm towards your career in future?
To me, AI is there to help you become better. So don't think it like it's going to take over your job. Take that and use it to do your job better. Become more efficient. Like last time you need to write a report, you will take 3 days. Now you take 3 hours, you complete the report. Submit to your boss is happy, they see, wow, there are so many jargon words. And they feel like impressed, you are using very good English. Actually, it's AI helping you. But you must be efficient using it properly. Ensure read your report before you submit. That you don't even understand what you're writing. Because your boss might just come back, did you use AI? Explain to me this point. So it's going to help you in future to make your job easier. So then you don't need to, you can actually sleep more longer and do your work faster.
For me, AI, the most important part is you knowing how to prompt it. Yeah, if you prompt it differently, you will get different results. Yeah, so agree with Kiren, AI is more about making our life more efficient, but never let it replace what you actually do. So being a CPA, come back to that, it's actually overcoming this sort of like AI replacing us or whatever job kind of thing. Because definitely AI can do much better work, especially data entry. Debit credit, all this, AI can do instantly. But how you actually can analyze the financial data, financial modeling, the figures and facts that portrays the company health status and everything, those are the key things that AI can never replace us. Yeah. So come back to that. CPA is a great platform. You know how do everything of this. So don't stop at just getting a degree. Yeah. So degree, a lot of university, I think you don't throw away. So people are having degree around. So get something professional, like CPA or other things. Make yourself stand out. Yeah, that's the thing.
Thank you. So is it safe to say that AI won't replace accountants?
If they replace, what you need to do, upskill yourself. So like he said, AI can help you do the debit credit, but of course it's wrong. I've already checked many times. Go and recheck. Don't just take the answer and pass it to your lecturer. Your lecturer will say this is ChatGPT answer. But they might replace accountants, but when you upskill, you are able to portray a better self. You can do financial analysis. You tell your boss, yes, I already presented this, but then who is going to explain it to you? You still need a human. Who is going to put the data into the ChatGPT? Who is going to ask the question? You still need the accountant there to ask the right question, to do the job properly.
As what Kiren mentioned, safe to say it will only be replacing on the very mundane, rigid style of works. Yeah, but not on a higher level, which is more towards analysis, present-wise and stuff. Because you can't ask an AI to present it to the board of directors or shareholders for a public listed company, let's say. Yeah, so just upskill yourself, like Kiren, learn throughout your life. Yeah, there's always a lot of things to learn, especially with AIs, Googles, and YouTube now. Yeah, in my industry, I wasn't knowing what's actually Bitcoin, blockchain, whatever things. But there's a lot of actually materials. Google, YouTube, just ask it yourself. Find something that might interest you. Yeah, and just learn from it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the answer. So as the floor is still open for questions, anybody else have questions?
Okay, so hi, Ms. Kiren, you said that you can speak 5 languages. So I want to ask both of you, is knowing another language like Mandarin, Hindi, any other language that relate in English, is it gonna help you in your professional career journey?
To me, yes, because there are a lot of jobs out there where they say Mandarin is required. Currently, you can see there is a lot. And since in cryptocurrency world, where most of the biggest companies are from China, so when they are coming in here, they want a Chinese speaker. And learning Hindi, I feel it's good if your industry actually wants to expand in India. Because when you go there, you can able to speak their language, you will be actually able to communicate with them, and they will be, to be honest, people, when you speak their language, they will be treating you with more respect. So yes, learning more languages is good. Even Korean, there are chances you might go and work in Korea, so it is benefit.
Definitely, I think multilingual is 100% benefiting whether you are in the work, career-wise, or in your futures. I would say Mandarin required, we don't use this word. We will say we are use Mandarin speaker preferred. Yeah, because in terms of like the HR ruling, right, it's kind of like biased to use Mandarin speaker required. Yeah. So we always, we will see a lot of companies, they will say Mandarin speaker preferred and all this. It's actually true, you will have an upper advantage when you interview or when you're applying for the job, but not necessarily if you are actually good at what you do. Came back to the question, your experience and your skill set does play the major part. Yeah. Language barrier with the help of like ChatGPT, Google Translate now actually can solve a lot, but if you take up the initiative to learn another language, that's even better. Yeah.
How do you learn different languages? And how do you practice it? Considering that sometimes we don't really meet people that speak the same language, so how do you train yourself?
How do I train yourself? By interacting with people. That's the most important thing actually. I wasn't really a good native Mandarin speaker until I forced myself to talk in all walks of life with people, whether it's from native China or from because China, right, they have so many different provinces, so many different states or whatever. So each of the province or states, they actually speak very, very unique Mandarin slang to themselves. Yeah, just like, Kelantan, yeah, Kelantan, every day, the Malay language is a bit different from what we usually in KL speaking. So just the best experience and the techniques actually just go speak. You have your Chinese friend, just go speak with them. Yeah. Started off just a few words, ni hao ma, and all this. Actually, it's a big step already. Yeah.
Do you want to answer to that question?
Like I told you, I actually studied Mandarin. So when I was primary school, I've learned for 6 years. When I go to secondary school, I was in SMK. So there's no Chinese, but I do speak to my friends. So I was having a group of Chinese friends, so we do speak, but not as much as I used to speak in Chinese school. Then when I go to college, my first was Star College, all Chinese. So 85% of the students, so we speak Chinese like it's a language there. And then I moved to UNIRAZAK, again back to English, no more Chinese at all. We don't even be friends, we speak in English, we don't speak in Chinese. With my Chinese friends also, we speak English because like, you need to respect other people. So we started using English. PwC, English. So I forgot my Chinese. Even with my this current company, 7 years, he's Australian, so I can't speak to him in Chinese. No Chinese speaking until now. I started again while I'm sending my kids to Chinese school. So I'm teaching them and I'm learning back, and now I started talking to him in Chinese so that I can improve on it. Because language is something that you need to keep using it. Otherwise, it's gonna just go away.
That is true. Okay, that is very useful. So, anyone else have questions? Anybody? Or maybe questions from the participants online, if there's any.
Maybe I ask the question. So, if you have a choice, do you want to be a student now? Do you want to be a student now, or you still prefer to be a student more than 10 years ago, right? Who own right now? So, what do you think? Because the era is different, right? Last time during our time, although we use computers and all that, but it's not that advanced yet, right? So, for me, sometimes we have conversation because there's always a threat to be replaced and all that, and a lot of people resist to change. And therefore, normally I will tell the kids, I'm fine if you can't deal with it, you will not be fine because you're the next generation, you're going to face it until, many, many years later, but I'm going to retire soon. So if I can't cope, I can't handle with it, perhaps I retire earlier as a joke. So during this era, it is very competitive. So do you prefer to be a student now, or do you still prefer to be a student like back then?
I would say I would prefer to be back then. Because we use the old school, we touch the book, not just everything in PDF version, Control F and we find the answer. No, we go back everywhere. Oh, I've seen this before. So I still prefer those old school. I feel this current generation, I can actually still move. Like, I did study MBA, so I did go through the current generation and the previous generation education style. But I feel those days we were more skillful. Right now we are smart in finding the answer. Those days we were smart because we have the answer in our brain.
A very good question actually. I didn't expect this from Ms. Chong. Have you did thought that will I go back to being a student now? I don't think so, but I say with Kiren, I don't think so. But there's actually a sense of I'll say, a bit of regret in my life in uni last time, or even in my secondary or whatever. I don't have much friends or things that I get to enjoy in uni, because those are the times that I actually working, chasing after monetary reward and everything. So that's actually something that I would like to experience again, if I back to uni time again. But I do agree with Ms. Chong now. The student life at this generation is very competitive now. Very, very competitive. You have like AI coming, you have like, because you are exposed to lots of knowledge and information from the internet and from the global, yeah. You remember that you are actually not competing against each other in Malaysia actually. You're competing against global. Yes. It's very much true because in my industry, we have been speaking with different multinational people, GLC or even MNC. We are talking about talents from other states, other countries and all. So if you are not up to that level, right, you'll be soon be acting up into the circles and you'll get to be just borderline. So at this stage, just learn as much as you could, expose yourself, and be ready for the globalization, I would say. Actually, it's already happening now. Yeah. A lot of actually talents are actually coming to Malaysia. I'm not sure whether you noticed, especially Chinese talents, I would say China. Because China economy is not very good at the moment because I've been always traveling around. So a lot of their talent are coming to Malaysia, not to mention India. India is also very fantastic on their programmer, and even Vietnam. All our neighborhood countries are they're actually very, very, very competitive, I would say. So one thing I was a bit like sad about is out of the topic. It's about our country education system. It's very, very, very much lag behind. So when you're in your uni times, whether you're exposure with CPA, those are the times that you actually really gain the knowledge that is competitive, yeah, around the world, yeah. So same time embrace yourself in the uni life, but at the same time, have to ready yourself for the market, yeah. You're not just competing in Malaysia, always aim globally, yeah.
So what are the skills that are most important for us to develop at this point?
Critical thinking, problem solving, thinking out of the box, and keep learning. Every stage, even you want to go Google it, you want to check GPT, even a single word, when you are watching a movie and suddenly there is a word. What is this? I don't know. Go and study it. Read about it. Like recently, I've actually learned about Shell Company. I watched a movie and they were talking about Shell Company and I was like, what is Shell Company? So I Googled it just for the sake of, for me to understand, what am I watching? What are they talking about? So that are the skills I feel.
Again, I agree with Kiren. Critical thinking is very important. I think I shared with you previously. Soft skills, how you actually present yourself, sell yourself. Because I think throughout, I think for most everyone, your whole life actually depends on how you actually sell yourself. Whether you sell yourself to your bosses, interview, or you run a business and everything. I know the current trend is about TikTok, short video, reels and everything. A lot of actually KOL influencers you see they're actually racking up millions or generating a lot of profit by selling themselves. You get to do a personal IP. Yeah. So these are the new trends, similar to what Kiren has shared. Do your own IP, make yourself stand out, do something that people recognize, oh, this is you. This is actually me, this is Jonathan, this is me. Yeah. Stand out yourself, keep learning. That's all.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the sharing, Mr. Jonathan and Ms. Kiren. Well, the floor is still open for any other questions. So feel free to raise up your hand. Yeah. Okay. Last one.
This one.
There's one. Yes.
My question, does CPA, pursuing CPA as an age limit? Does age make any difference to start CPA?
I don't think there is any age limit. For education, I don't think there is ever an age limit. Like, I did my MBA just like last year. So it's like, doesn't matter, nowadays there are any age, as long as you want to go back to study, you think you need it, just go for it. And if you're not ready at the moment, no worries, you can even do it in future when you feel you're ready. Because very important is you need to be ready to study. If you're just studying for the sake of, I want to finish it up, you will have heart. But when you're passionate about it, you will do better.
No, I don't think.
Thank you, Ms. Kiren, for the sharing. Well, unfortunately, we've come to an end of today's program. So I would like to thank Encik Amil, Mr. Jonathan, Ms. Kiren, and our friends from CPA Australia for their time and contributions. And of course, all of you for being an engaging audience. Before we go, we would like to capture this moment together with a group photo. So everyone, can you please come together? Sorry. Short introduction. So I'm gonna pass the stage to CPA Australia. So let's. By the way, before we leave, so can we give a big round of applause to Mr. Jonathan and Ms. Kiren? Thank you very much.